Good Sunday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Steelers Game Day postgame show. Mason Pesky, your host, here with you. The Steelers lost today by a final score of 24-10 to the second worst team in the NFC, the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals improved today to 3-10. The Steelers fall to 7-5. Not much to say about this one. I mean, this was probably the most disappointing loss of the year. I'm going to try to keep this one brief, although we'll probably go wrong or long because it probably involves some sort of rant, but I'm just going to keep this one brief. First off, let's go for the game flow. First drive, Pittsburgh gets the ball first. Every game it seems like we get the ball first. First drive wasn't that bad at all. We started, and then we did like a little pump fake. This was probably the play of the game by Pittsburgh. It was like a fake to Warren or Najee, I don't know which one. Then we threw it to Pickens. Got down deep into Cardinals territory. It easily looked like it would be our day for sure. Then we just it didn't work out. We were held to a field goal, took a 3-0 lead. Held Arizona, or I don't know if we did, but Arizona, we held them, or either they scored a field goal or we held them. It was 3-3 at that point, and then it stayed 3-3 for a little while. These offenses were both pathetic. Not a surprise, but then later on, Trey McBride for the Cardinals scored a touchdown to make it 10-3 Arizona. This was right before the half. And at halftime, the rain started coming down. I remember I know at the stadium, they told us all, take cover. Our seats are under cover, so we didn't have to take cover. But it said to take cover, and they delayed the second half like by half an hour. The second half then started. Arizona looked really strong. Arizona scored a touchdown. They took a 17-3 lead. Then they ended up delaying the game again, and we had another long delay, and that's when we decided to leave. It was 17-3 at that point, 7:30 in the third quarter. And then once we leave, boy, we did not regret leaving because the game just got worse from there. Arizona scored another touchdown to make it 24-3. I actually think this one went to Connor, former Pitt. He played for Pitt and went to Pitt, hailed to Pitt. Made it 24-3, and then the stupidest part of the game happened. Pittsburgh scored a touchdown in garbage time, essentially. But it wasn't the fact we scored the touchdown. It was what happened after the touchdown. Deontay Johnson scored a touchdown and then did like a little gritty celebration dance. It's 24-10. You guys are losing, and you're losing. You're a playoff team in the AFC. You're the 5th seed, and you're losing to probably the third worst team in the NFL at home by 2 scores at that point, 3 scores. Why is there a need for a celebration dance? That really ticked me off, and that ticked most Steeler fans off. Deontay Johnson needs to be done here. I've about had it with him. I didn't like the pick when they picked him. It's something with Steelers wide receivers. It really is. Like, talent is there, but they're all goofballs. I mean, yes, Gunnar Olszewski was horrible, but the one thing he wasn't was a complete and total knucklehead. First off, you have Antonio Brown, who just is a knucklehead. The minute he leaves, you sign him and to this big deal, then he plays horrible. Then he becomes a complete and total knucklehead, leaves, gets in all these trouble, and now he's in jail, or at least somewhat accused of committing crimes with child support. Then you got Juju Smith-Schuster, who he was fun and all that, but all he tried to do was be funny. And he was funny, but at the end there, he did essentially nothing. And now look what he is. And nothing. Then Martavius Bryant had all the issues in the world, finally got kicked out of the league. Now I guess he's coming back, no way. You draft Chase Claypool. He looks good early. He looks like the real deal. He's a good man. It looks like, kind of like, reminds me a little bit of Devontae Adams, what you want in a receiver. And then, look, he makes a dumb A-word, I'm not going to say the word, A-word comment after we lose a playoff game to the Browns. And then he's like, I'm not going to lie, it hurts, but it's not going to hurt that bad once the Browns get clapped by Kansas City. Who makes that kind of comment? Pickens, look at all the drama he has caused this year. And I get it. Deontay is not a problem causer. Like, he's not in the locker room causing issues. Well, somebody is, because I think he got into something with Minka and that led to Canada's firing. I think that was him. But who dances after a 1-yard touchdown pass in garbage time? I get it. You don't get a lot of touchdowns, and that's not good. That is part of the problem. This offense is rotten to the core. But really, you can't say many other offenses are good either. Look at the Chargers and the Patriots. Scored a combined 6 points today. Falcons and Jets combined 21. What an embarrassment for the sport. Yes, our offense right now is better than the Patriots. Our offense probably could beat the Chargers the way they played today, and it could beat the Jets. This is the same. This is a shame. You're down 24-10, and you do a touchdown dance. Team looked like garbage. And one thing is this. I think tomorrow, all these people on the radio stations and stuff that are Kenny Pickett haters, Matt Canada haters, need to owe an apology to both those men. Canada wasn't even here calling plays, and it was atrocious. When Canada called plays, we beat the Baltimore Ravens. When Eddie Faulkner and Mike Sullivan did it, we lost to the Arizona Cardinals. Think about that, Mad Canada haters. Don't get me wrong, I didn't like the guy either as a coordinator. But when you guys look yourselves in the mirror, saying he was the problem, he did everything, just look at this. Awful. And the Kenny Pickett haters are just as bad. He went 7 for 10 today before he was hurt. After he got hurt, this team showed no life. This team plays around that guy. Don't be a Kenny Pickett hater. I don't know if he's the franchise quarterback. He may be, he may not be. Time will tell. But don't hate on him for this year. We found out today it's the offense that's a whole that's causing the issues. This offense they need better talent evaluators on the offense. And I'm not saying this is Omar Khan's fault, because none of this is. It's his first year, and guess how many receivers he drafted this year? 0. So you can't say it's his fault for not evaluating proper wide receiver talent in the draft, because he's never drafted one. Let's look at our draft picks from this year. And this is the issue. Broderick Jones offense. I think we had 7 picks, so it's a best of 7. Kind of like hockey, basketball, baseball series. We're gonna do another best of 7. Offense versus defense. See what side of the ball had more Steelers draft picks. Offense. Broderick Jones, offense, leads 1-0. Joey Porter Jr., series tied 1-1. Keanu Benton, defense, leads 2-1. Darnell Washington, series tied 2-2. Nick Herbig, defense leads 3-2. Corey Trice, defense leads 4-2. And Spencer Anderson, defense wins 4-3. We picked 3 offensive players and 3 defensive. Yes, we went out and got Nate Herbig and Sam Alu in free agency. And they did good. Samalu's doing good. Hopefully he's okay. But Mason Cole, like, come on now. This is the best you can do. At this point for the future, you need to build that line around 2 people. Sam Alu and Jones. Everybody else on that line and the O-line coach need to be shown the door. And we need a true running back. Jalen Warren's good, and he needs to be here next year. But you know what? It's time to get Najee Harris out the door. Trade him for a 3rd-round pick or something, Omar. Same with Deontay. Those guys both need to be traded. Get draft capital and start to rebuild this offense. And the defense was no amazing thing either today. 24 points to Arizona. Oh my gosh. Obviously, TJ being hurt now doesn't help. This team's in trouble. The defense needs to step up. And something's got to give. Because this is truly an endless cycle of ridiculousness. That was Arizona's first road win of the year and first road win since November, 10th or 13th, 2022. They hadn't won a single road game in 1 year and 3 weeks. And they just destroyed us on the road. I'm telling you, this team's like the 2021 Detroit Lions. They have talent. They're starting a rebuild. And they're going to be good in 2025. You watch. They might not compete with San Francisco good, but they'll certainly be in the running. And who knows? Possibly in 2024, the Arizona Cardinals can be in the running for something special. Because think about it. Let's look at the remaining schedule. San Francisco at home, yeah, that's a loss. Chicago on the road Christmas Eve, that's a toss-up probably. I don't know about that one. Philly on the road, that's a loss. And Seattle at home, that could be a win. That could be a win. You can eliminate Seattle from playoffs. That would be awesome. This Cardinals team this year will either have 4 wins, 5 wins. I mean, I think they're going to win at least one more game this year. So put it this, they'll have 4 wins. Next year, this team's going to get so much more draft capital. A lot of these rookies now will be in their second year. It'll just be so much better. This team can easily be an 8-win team next year. And it shows you how good rebuilds work. Just like Philly, just like Detroit, just like San Fran, just like Baltimore, or not Baltimore, Bengals, Bills, Houston, they're the next big thing. Jacksonville, look at them. Can't continue to be like this, Pittsburgh. The standard is the standard. Status quo is status quo. And that's all I'm going to say. The next game is on Thursday, December the 7th, my birthday, against the New England Patriots. Hopefully we look much better in that game, for sure. The Patriots look awful today. 6-0 shutout loss at the hands of the Chargers. They looked blah, to say the least. Horrible. If we cannot beat them, won't be pretty. Got to do something. Prepare for a lot of punting, because this is going to be a defensive showdown for the ages, because both these offenses, S-U-C-K. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, see you guys Thursday. That's all I have for this one. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy this short week. And as always, peace. See you Thursday morning.